Come to me, my children. Follow the sound of my voice to receive thy blessings. Unburden yourself.
Ow, 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 ow.
And welcome to the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Rev Jelly Rolle. The Church of Last Resort, where your prayers are heard, your sins forgiven, and no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. And now, the Reverend, the Dr. Rev Jelly Rolle.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good September 8th morning. It's a beautiful day, especially for those who are celebrating something special, like I'm not going to mention any names, but my niece Brooke over in England, she celebrated her 35th birthday yesterday. 35 fucking years on this planet. 35 years of having me for an uncle. Isn't she blessed? Lord have mercy. And my daughter-in-law, her birthday was this morning. Actually, it's today. And she told me not to tell, otherwise she was going to put her foot all the way up my ass. And if you've ever seen her feet, that's not something you want. Lord have mercy. No. So not telling you her age, because the foot, woo, Lord have mercy. My voice will go from this to, hi, this is the good Dr. Rev. Don't want that. So you don't want the foot in the ass. No, sirree. Good morning, brothers and sisters. This includes our new members who may be joining us for the first time. Wherever you are, wherever you may be, that's where you are. I'm glad you're here. Right here, where you are. I'm glad. Welcome to the Church of Last Resort. I am the Dr. Rev Jelly Rolle, PhD, DDS, ADHD, MCM, LIX. I have been called the racy reverend, the pervert pastor, the vile, vulgar vicar of vice, the sexy shepherd. That's right. And you know why. That's plain to see. You can see that right there. The missionary man. That's also plain to see, but you're not going to see that without paying a few extra bucks. The dirty deacon of doggy style, the frisky friar, the ass man abbot, the booty banger brother. That's one of my favorites. The booty banging brother. That's that's right. And that nasty N-word. Yeah, I've been called that too. Sometimes to my face, and sometimes while I'm driving away, sometimes at the traffic light. The point is that I come by many names and by many methods, and that I don't come easy. Lord have mercy. That's what I'm talking about. Let us begin in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! Lord have mercy. That's what I'm talking about. Fuck yeah. That's a good way to start the day. Good way to start the day. There are better ways. No, I can't think of a better way. Nope. I can't think of a better way. There are waterways and wetter ways, but not a better way. Nope, can't do it. So it is time. Let us have our opening prayers. It's time for opening prayers. And if you or someone you know is in need of a prayer by the Dr. Rev Jelly Rolle, please send your request for a prayer or healing, forgiveness, or any such bullshit. Sorry, request to me at the Dr. Rev Jelly Rolle at gmail.com. That's DrRevJellyRolle at gmail.com. I'm not spelling out gmail.com. If you don't know how to spell gmail.com by now, what the fuck are you doing online? Lord have mercy. And please remember to spell the ROLLE with an E on the end. Okay? Because we don't want any confusions or lawsuits or anything like that. Don't want you getting yelled at me because you reached out to that jelly roll and instead of answering your prayer, he answered a bunch of shit you didn't even want to know about. You know, like his life in prison. I don't know if he's been in prison. I'm just assuming he has. You seen that face? I don't know. That's judgment. I'm not supposed to judge. But somebody's got to. Lord have mercy. When you put that many tattoos on your face, you are not looking for a job or a career. You're looking for an excuse not to work or maybe an excuse to succeed. You know, maybe that's commitment. Maybe that's commitment. When you fuck up your face that much, and it doesn't have to be him, anybody. When you put the tattoos all over your face when you're a youth, and you realize, well, I'm not going to get a job, so I better succeed at music, or I better succeed at art, or I better succeed at comedy, because look what I did to my face. Yeah, maybe I could be an extra in a movie. Maybe you can make a career being an extra in the movie. I do know one guy. I'm not going to mention him by name, but he got a lot of work. He gets a lot of work as an extra in the movie, and he almost always plays a Hispanic gangster. Imagine that, with the tattoos on his face like that. Almost every role he gets, he's a Hispanic gangster, Hispanic gangbanger. He plays MS-13, MS-14, MSNBC. He plays all those parts. He's in the background every time. And I see him and I wave like that. I go, hey, and I wave just like that. Hey. So now good morning, brothers Ian and brother Ort, brother Steven. Good blessed morning. I can't read what you wrote, but I can see what you did there. Lord. So for the rest of our disclaimer, while all prayers are heard, not all prayers are answered when we want them to be. Some loopholes and restrictions may apply. So please bow your heads unless you are driving your car or your significant other. And if that is the case, just close your eyes. You don't have to bow your head. Just close your eyes like this, just like that. See, I say one, close left eye, then right eye, both at the same time. Close your eyes and let Jesus do the driving while we pray. That's what I'm talking about. Dear Lord, receive the spirit of Colin Gray, father of Appalachia High School shooter, 14-year-old Colt Gray. Colin Gray was 54 when I'm sorry. Colin Gray is not dead. Okay, I'm not really sorry, but he is sorry. He is a sorry excuse for a parent, that's for goddamn sure. Colin gifted his son Colt an AR-15 style rifle after he had become a parent, after it had become apparent, not a parent, but apparent, that Colt was suspected of planning a school shooting last year, okay, when he was 13. And then he goes, you know, you're a bad boy. I'm going to teach you how to fire a gun. Lord have mercy. Boy, you got issues. And I think what you need, what do you think I need, Dad? Therapy? No, I don't think you need therapy. What do you think I need, Dad? A friend? No, you don't need friends. What do you think you need? What do you think I need, Dad? You think I need more love? No, you don't need love. You need a fucking gun, boy. So Colin Gray, 54, the father of Colt Gray, was charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children, according to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. That's when you see those jackets, they got the GBI right there. I know a lot of people think that stands for great big intestines, because you see all those, every last one of them got a huge fat ass gut like this. It's like, look at the size of that gut. He must have a great big intestine. No, it stands for Georgia Bureau of Investigation. That's the GBI, okay? So now that you know, you know. Okay, Colin Gray is being held without bond and wasn't held enough as a child. That's for damn sure. Now, Colin's son, Colt Gray, a 14-year-old student at Appalachia High School in Barrow County, Georgia, is in custody and is charged with murder. He will be tried as an adult because he could not act like a fucking adult. Isn't that something? He couldn't act like an adult, but he's going to be tried as an adult. That's right. He was acting like a fucking animal, and he should be tried as an animal, except for we love our animals. Matter of fact, if he'd been an animal, his father probably would have loved him more and not bought him a fucking gun. Lord have mercy. Sorry, did that get out of hand? I don't know. You tell me. I'm just a little bit pissed off, okay? 2 students and 2 teachers that Colt Gray murdered. You know, now I'm not an attorney, so I can say murder. Now, attorneys will say allegedly and ipso facto and What? I'm not one of those. I'm not a journalist. I can say murdered. He fucking murdered. Okay, the 2 students and 2 teachers in Colt Gray murder are identified as 14-year-old Mason Schermerhorn, 14-year-old Christian Angulo. Sorry, I want to say Angela, but it's Angulo. And I don't mean to fuck up your name, especially since you're not here to defend yourself, and it's not my fault that you're not here. It's Colt Gray's fault. Okay, assistant coach Richard Ricky Aspinwall and Christina Arami, a math teacher. You four rest in peace, and I hope that your deaths are not in vain, and that something will be done. Maybe this time, other than thoughts and prayers. Maybe Georgia does not have a red flag law. Okay, they probably got laws against trans people. They probably got laws against black people. They probably got laws against interracial marriage. I don't know. They just don't enforce them, because everybody likes to boo you no matter what color it comes in. That's not the point. The point is that they got all that other kind of shit that nobody's ever died from, but red flag law, fuck it. All right. And a note to parents, okay? A note to parents. Stop naming your kids after guns, all right? Stop it. Fuck it. Just stop it. No more Colts, all right? No more Colts, except for the team. And that's because I'm from Baltimore, and I don't begrudge them that they're now in Indianapolis. I don't. It's not their fault. It's not like the team left. The owners did it. That's a business decision. But those Colts are okay. But no more, don't name your kids Colts anymore, okay? Don't name your kids Remington. No more Remingtons, okay? No more Rugers, all right? And definitely no more cannons, because you saw what Aileen did down in Florida. She fucks things up. And no more BBs. Not even a BB, because you see what the fuck BB Netanyahu is doing over in Israel, okay? So no more naming your kids after guns. As a matter of fact, I'd say don't even name them after other people that are fucking things up. No more Hitlers. No more Adolfs. No more Adolf Hitlers, okay? No more Attila the Huns, all right? No more, okay? No more Donald Trumps. You already got a junior. That's it. That's the last one you need. You don't need another one, all right? And for God's sakes, don't be naming your kids fucked up names that's going to cause them trauma for the rest of their lives, okay? Give them fucking normal fucking names, all right? A normal name like Jelly, all right? I've never known anybody. Oh, damn. Okay, that's 50-50 because I know 2 jellies, me and that other jelly. So it's 50-50 how they turn out. So don't do jelly. Maybe jams. You can name your kid Jam or Fruit Spread. Yeah. Name your kid Fruit. No, not Fruit Spread, because that might give them trouble later on in life too. Damn. The point is, be careful what you name your child, okay? Because children learn from repetition. And if you keep repeating their name, which chances are you're going to do, if they live long enough, you're going to repeat their name. They're going to attach themselves. It's going to become something meaningful. So if you name your child something like Hit and Run, it's going to mean something to the child. And he's going to grow up thinking hit and run. And am I that? And he's going to be doing all kinds of crazy, stupid shit. All right. So don't name your child after stuff like that. Name your child something normal. Name your shit. Name your, well, no, I was going to say, name him something normal like Ian, but it could turn out evil. But not all Ians are evil. Again, that's 50-50. The point is, what I'm trying to say is, when you name your child something is going to be repeated. So name them something they're going to be aspired to. Aspire to? Yeah, something that's going to inspire them. I know a lady. Actually, I know the kids and the lady. I know them both, the lady and the kids. I knew the kids first, and then I met the lady, and I went, damn, you fine. Sorry, that's different. That's different. Okay, that's a different story. I'll tell that later, not today. Later when my wife can't hear, because she's like 2 doors down, and she can hear, because I project. I talk from the gut right here. Well, that's not my gut. Damn, what am I doing with the direction this time of the morning? Sorry. Thought that was my gut. Now, the thing is, she wanted her kids to have something to aspire to. So she named one kid Earl. You'll see the pattern soon. She named another kid Prince. Okay. And she named another kid Duke. All right. And she named another kid Princess, because she wanted them to grow up to aspire to be dukes, earls, princes, and princesses. Now, not that that's like an actual career choice, but I mean, it's not you're going to go to school and say, excuse me, You go to say, Earl? Yes, ma'am. What do you want to be when you grow up? Earl. No, you are an Earl now. That's your name. What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an Earl. No, let's talk to your brother. Prince, what do you want to be when you grow up? Sorry, wrong. That's not Prince. It's that Prince. I didn't know that Prince. Sorry, I didn't know that Prince. He and I didn't know that Prince. I know of him, know his music. Loved a lot of it. Matter of fact, back in my stripper days, I used to dance. I used to strip to Baby, I'm a Star, and I Would Die for You. I think it was reverse order. It was I Would Die for You, then Baby, I'm a Star. Okay. And that was my finale, Baby, I'm a Star. Because back then when I was a stripper, I was a star. If nowhere else but in those parties. Okay. The point is, can I get a better name for a child? Lord have mercy. And dear Lord, receive the spirit of dual U.S. Turkish citizen, Esinora. You know something? I hate to be disrespectful, but I can't say your last name. I'm just going to spell it. Eygi. Okay? And the reason why I can't spell it is because she's a Turkish citizen, but it's Jewish, and I'm not sure about where the syllables are going to lie there. I don't know. She was taking part in a protest against a settlement expansion in the Israeli-occupied West Bank, okay, which is not where you keep your money. The West Bank is a place, for those of you who have not been keeping up with your geography lessons and your homework, like I've been assigning, okay? She died of her wounds on Friday after being shot in the head by Israeli troops, okay? Now, the Turkish ministry said she was killed by Israeli soldiers and described the incident as a murder carried out by the Netanyahu government. Okay, and the Israeli military said it was looking into reports that a foreign national was killed as a result of shots fired in the area. Okay, and the details of the incident and the circumstances in which she was hit are under review. All right, first, the shots were fired into her head, not her area. Okay. Yeah. And second, don't hold your breath waiting for Netanyahu government to complete its review. They're too busy committing war crimes. All right. So don't hold your breath. You know, I'm sorry to break it to you like that, but see, his name is Bibi. See, there you go. Don't name your kids after guns, not even BB guns, all right? They're not as harmless as you think. They grow up to be prime. And that was a BB gun. And finally, Lord, please bless the entire behind-the-scenes staff at Mind Dog TV. They are truly doing your work, helping to spread your word throughout the wordosphere. They could be anywhere today, anywhere, but they are here, wishing they were anywhere today. That's right. And today is a Native American holiday, and he's still here. That's right. That's right. The Uncle Chubby tribe, they're celebrating their Hope You Choke Me. So hope you choke me. Help you choke me. I can't remember. It's none of those words I have difficulty pronouncing unless I see it written down. And I didn't write it down. It's coming right up from here. See that? Look at that. See there? Oh, that's the earpiece. You can't see my thoughts. Here you go, right in there. See that? If you can get past the wax, you see my thoughts. All right. The fact that they were wishing that they're anywhere, but they're here ought to count for something, Lord. So please bless them. All right. Bless them. Take good care of them. Hold them in your bosom. Keep them safe and warm. All right. And, minddogtv.com, the place to go to get all of your Church of the Last Resort gear. And I mean all of it. I mean, you can get your t-shirts, your mugs, your jock straps if you're playing sports. You can even get your Church of Last Resort cleats. All right. If you need something with the name Church of Last Resort on it, we got it. Doesn't matter what it is. Okay. We can even get you a tramp stamp right at the base of your spine. It says Church of Last Resort gear right there. That's right. And as always, out of respect, let's have a little bump for the Lord. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. That's good shit. Good stuff. Bump for the Lord. Yeah. So, brothers and sisters, let us continue. Let us continue in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! Lord have mercy. So, brothers and sisters, before I continue with our sermon, and today's sermon is called Kids, Fish, and All Things School. Before we continue, I'd like to remind people that I have a show coming up on October 8th, I think, or 5th, October 5th, or 8th, I don't know. It's in the commercial. It's in the Blessings and Blasphemy promo you're about to hear, even if I can't remember when it is. And if we can get our peoples behind the scenes to play that, oh, you know something? I don't need them to do it. I can do it myself. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, this is the Dr. Rev Jelly Rolle. Come see Blessings and Blasphemy 3, an interactive comedy experience on Saturday, October 5th at the Church of Satire Comedy Club at 106 Broadway in Hanover, Pennsylvania. Tickets are $10 online at www.churchofsatirecomedyclub.com and $15 at the door. I'll bring the blessings and the blasphemy, you BYOB. That's Blessings and Blasphemy 3, an interactive comedy experience on Saturday, October 5th at the Church of Satire Comedy Club at 106 Broadway in Hanover, Pennsylvania. Remember, games are consensual and non-binding unless you request it. All other Church of Satire rules apply. And no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. See you there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I love that music. I wish I'd written it. It's just canned music. It's just music that you like when you do the little promo stuff. You get a list. You say, what kind of music do I want to play? And you get like 400 little 30-second, some up to 2-minute little tidbits. You can, well, not tidbits, ditties. I think they're called ditties. You get a bunch of little ditties. And most of their names don't even match what you think you're going to hear. And like I can't remember what that one's called, so I had to write it down somewhere. I have no idea what it's called, but I like it. It makes me do this all up in there thing. That's what I'm talking about. So, brothers and sisters, seeing how schools all across the country are now open, or as they say at the NRA, student hunting season, I feel compelled to talk about learning, and by doing so, maybe we can all learn something together. Okay? Now, when most of us were children, we were taught little sayings or adages or idioms, as some call them, to help us learn life lessons. All right? But a lot of the times, we were not taught how to aptly apply those sayings, okay? For example, there's a saying, borrow from Peter to pay Paul, okay? Now, a lot of people, they don't take it any further than that. They just look at the kid and they go, you know what you're doing? You're borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. And the kid goes, I don't know Peter or Paul. I'm just trying to get out of this jam I'm in. See? That's it. Now, and they don't go any further to explaining it. So I'm going to try to explain just as an example. But first of all, it was not borrow from Peter to pay Paul. It was robbing Peter to pay Paul. All right. They changed that because it just sounds a little bit better, especially since Peter and Paul are like they're either in Peter, Paul, and Mary, or they could be the disciples, so I think they're disciples. All right. And you don't want to rob Peter to pay Paul. All right. So, but that's what the idiom is. The idiom robbing Peter to pay Paul means taking resources from one area to allocate them to another area. Okay. It's like taking money out of my right pocket and putting it in my left pocket. All right. Usually with the implication that this is a short-sighted or temporary solution to a problem. All right. That's what it's supposed to mean. robbing Peter to pay Paul is just a short-sighted or temporary solution to a problem. You know, so it'd be like to take from one person or thing to give to another person. You know, it's like paying an overdue bill with your credit card. Okay, the phrase is often used to describe a situation where money is borrowed from one person. You got it. Okay, I don't have to keep repeating it. The thing is, you don't accomplish anything when you borrow Peter to pay Paul. All right. Yeah, Paul gets paid, but you're still in the same mess. And the point is, you're owing somebody something. Okay, you're in the jam, and the jam is you owe somebody something, and now you still owe somebody something. Okay, they don't teach you how to follow up on that. Okay, they don't teach you that lesson. They just say you're just borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. All right. Now, many of the classic phrases have been replaced with more contemporary versions. And to illustrate this point, I'm going to actually refer to page 17 of the script from G.D. Fenderson's first comedy special, My Parents Meant Well. And you can watch it for free online at Spark TV but anyway, in the special, G.D. says this, quote, I grew up with a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Now I think they say one in the stink, two in the pink. Maybe if you are a clever wordsmith or a cunning linguist, you can substitute two in the bush with two in the pink. We used to say kill two birds with one stone. Now it's two girls, one cup. Now, to be honest, I have never seen the video, but it sounds to me like it was a treatise on economics and the principles of diminishing returns. I could be wrong. I grew up with a penny saved is a penny earned. Today they say, I'm not saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Well, you know what that last word is. Rhymes with digger. That's right. Okay. Setting grammar and diction aside, is this what we want to teach our children? That pennies don't matter. That brown change doesn't matter. All change matters. Nickel, please. End quote. That's right. Now, today, I want to focus on one particular phrase. Okay, one particular phrase. And that phrase you're going to hear a lot over the next few weeks. Yes, you are. The phrase is, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. That's right. Now, that idiom is used to say that it is better to deal with a difficult person or situation that one is familiar with than with a new person or situation that one is not familiar with, because it could be worse. Not that it is, because they're afraid it could be worse. That's right. Now, in theory, that's right, I said theory, not theory. I said in theory. Okay, let me break that. Let me break that down for you. Okay, I'm going to do that. Okay, see, in theory. Oh, I got my box in the way. So let's move this out of the way. So there we go. I thought it was out of the way. I didn't rehearse this part. I know. So, wait, you didn't rehearse it? Yeah, I did write that. I knew I was going to rehearse moving the board, okay? I wrote that because I knew I was going to say in theory, all right? In theory, okay? I do not want to get that mixed up. I don't want to confuse you. That's why I had it written out. I said in theory, not in theory. Not in fury, which is F-U. That's right, F-U-R-Y. Not in fury and not in furry, okay? None of that shit. I'm saying in theory, okay? In theory. Now, I say in theory because people use this expression out of fear, okay? They are afraid of the devil they do not know. That's right. And so they say, the better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Okay? It's because they're afraid. They don't even know that that other individual is a devil, or that other situation is a devil. You do not know that because you don't know it. And you're afraid to get to know it. Okay? People use this phrase in politics to justify voting for Trump over Harris or one person over another, just so they don't have to look anything up. Now, I will not argue the point. I'm not going to argue the point that Trump is the devil. I'm not going to argue that point. That's not the point. We've seen his work and the results thereof. You be your own judge. But since the phrase is the devil you know or the devil you don't, and they're talking about Trump and Harris, okay, I'm not putting this out there like that. This is the vernacular. This is the way it's being used, okay? And I'm trying to show you that don't be afraid to get to know the other individual before you just say that they're a devil, okay? Fear has its place, all right? If it didn't, I wouldn't have a job, okay? The only reason why I have my job is because people are afraid, all right? They're afraid to go to some place that they've never been before because it's the devil they don't know, all right? But fear has its place. But fear can also get in the way of you doing things that you may want to do, all right? Let's see what the good book has to say about fear. Let's see. Good book. What have you got to say about fear?
Fuck fear.
Wow. All right.
Fuck fear.
That's right. Fuck fear. I can't tell you how many times fear has gotten in the way of me doing something constructive, okay? Do you know how many women I didn't have sex, did not comfort in their hour of need because of fear?
Sex.
It wasn't sex.
There was Kate.
Shut up.
There was Jennifer.
Shut up.
There was Wendy.
All right, that's it. We're closing the book. We're closing the book on fear. Apparently, the book kept a record of those 6 instances. Okay, but the thing is, I was afraid in those. Let's say 6 for the record, since somebody's keeping count. Fear of rejection. Okay, fear of failure. We've all had whiskey dick. Fear of comparison. Like, yeah, you're nice, but that other guy was way nicer. Fear of getting caught. Yeah. God have mercy. Yeah. Had to jump out a window, a 2nd-story window, because, well, let's just say sometimes the women should let the guy know that they're married. Okay, and they shouldn't take off their ring and pick up a guy in the bar and invite them back to their place, and not say they're married. Okay, that's not cool. I didn't have my jumping clothes on. I didn't have any clothes on. I just grabbed shit and jumped out the 2nd-story window. Yeah, fear of getting caught, fear of a lawsuit, because sometimes things don't turn out like you plan. All right. Now, I'm just saying fear can be a mother and a fucker, all right? But like I said, it has its place. And I wouldn't have my job if it wasn't for fear, okay? Some people having some fear. Now, I say, okay, rather than just jump to conclusions and lean on an expression that you don't know a damn thing about by saying the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know, how about getting to know that other devil, okay? Examine that other person or that other situation before you jump to a fucking conclusion. Do your research, okay? It's not like back in the day when people had adages and idioms when the only thing they had to go base things on was an encyclopedia or a library, and they had to go to the library to use microfiche, okay? It's not like that. Now you have a phone, right? Like you have. Sorry about that sound. That was my whiskey flask. I never keep it more than an arm's distance away. But that time it was in the way. You have a phone, okay? You can Google shit with the phone. You can look things up, all right? And you can cross-reference, okay? Back in school, when I was in school, and you did a report, if your teacher was worth his or her salt, at the end of the report, you had to quote your references, okay? And say where you got your stuff from, what book, what page, and you even learned a phrase called IBIT. That's right. To save you some time, you learned IBIT, which is not something you get to use a lot nowadays. You don't get to have a conversation and say, you know, I was in a bar last week, and you tell this story, okay? And then you move on, and then you want to tell another story about the same bar, you know, and you don't, instead of mentioning that bar again and where it's located, you just say IBIT. See? People don't use that enough. You know, it could save a lot of time. It could save a lot of time in a conversation. You know, like, because a lot of times you say, hey, you know, you told us the story before. And you say, no, it's a different story, same bar. IBIT. See? IBIT. Just say IBIT. And they know it's the same bar, same address. You don't have to repeat all that again. Now, I think that's a lost art. It's an art that you learn in school, going back to what this sermon is about, all things kids, fish, and school. No. All things, no, kids, fish, and all things school. IBIT, all right? IBIT. I know it kind of sounds like a toad or a frog with a speech impediment. IBIT, IBIT, IBID. You can look up what it stands for. It's Latin. I'm pretty sure it's Latin or a Latin abbreviation for something like et al. Or something like that, etc., etc. You know, you can look it up. I'm not your teacher. I'm not telling you what it looks up, what it means, especially since I didn't plan on using that word. And so I didn't look it up myself. I have no fucking idea what it means. Next time I'm going to think about what I say before I say it so I can look it up so I know what I'm saying. And you know what I'm saying once I explain it to you. IBIT. So the thing is, people aren't researching things. They're just getting lazy. And they're just saying, well, I don't know. I'm going to wait. I'm undecided. I'm going to wait. You know something? That's a real pussy move. Okay? And it's a pussy excuse. It's not an explanation. It's an excuse. All right? I haven't made up my mind yet. I don't start paying attention until September. You know something? The people that run for office, some of them be running for years. There's one office. All right? I'm going to take theirs. Right now, there's a politician right now who is just a student council member. Right now, he's in high school right now, student council. And he's got his eyes set for a presidential election in 30 years. 30 years, you know. He's 12 and he's in the student council. He's already thinking 30 years ahead. All right. He's thinking, okay, student council, right now I'm the treasurer. Next year, I'm going to be student council president. All right. And then I'm going to get out of student council and I'm going to go to a college and I'm going to join a student union and become the president of the student union, get on the school paper. Okay, then after that, I'm going to run for public office, maybe something small, something like a councilman or maybe dog catcher. And then from there, I'll go to this and I'll go to that. And then eventually I'm going to be a state senator. And then from state senator, I'll be a U.S. senator. And from U.S. senator, I'm going to be a governor. And then from governor, I'm going to run for president. He's got a 30-year plan, a 30 fucking year plan, how he's going to run your country in 30 years, 30-year plan. And you can't pay attention for 6 fucking months about another candidate. All right. That's a piss poor excuse that you cannot spend a little time Googling people to find out what their records are. And I'm not saying go through the campaign website. You don't have to, you can start at a campaign website. You can start at both campaign websites and see what they say see what both sides say about this individual. And then start your research from there. And then you say, why are they lying about that? Why are they lying about that? Why are they lying about that? Why are they exaggerate about that? Okay. And you get down to the bare bones, the nitty and the gritty. Okay. You get down to the nitty and the gritty of the situation. And you can make a decision because now you know that devil. You know both devils. Maybe they're not both devils. Like I said, don't be lazy and just lean back on an expression that you have no fucking idea what it means. You just say it because it makes you sound smart. You know what else makes you sound smart? Knowing what you're talking about. That's right. Knowing what you're talking about makes you sound smart. Okay? You don't have to be ambiguous. Like being at a press conference and someone says to you, what is your precise plan about childcare and how to make it less expensive? And then you go off using the word numbers so many times that you can't even count the number of times you say number. All right? But the only real number you mention is trillions. And that's not even in reference to childcare. That's into like reference to tax cuts or something else. Okay? But you ramble on and ramble on and ramble and ramble because you don't know what you're talking about. Okay? That's ignorance. And I'm talking about knowing what your subject is. Okay? So get to know both devils. Take the time to know both devils. Find out. Don't be saying, I don't pay attention till Labor Day. It's after Labor Day. I don't pay attention until I get to the voting booth. How the fuck you going to know what you're going to do when you get in the voting booth? You're going to go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo? No. Like I said, these people have been planning for this moment for years. They started campaigning when they first got out of school, okay? So now they're on your radar, and they have a chance of running your country. Our country. Okay? Pay attention, damn it. Because guess what? If people think it doesn't affect you, it does. I got a brand new car. You think I want to be riding over potholes and be paying for a new suspension system every 4 years? Fuck no. I don't got that kind of money. I can't run for office. And I can't break my car and tap into money from a super PAC to pay for my car. And then find a lawyer to find a way to make that legal when it's not. I can't afford to do that. And chances are you can't afford to do it either. So pay fucking attention to who's running your country, to who's running your city, to who's running your state, who's running your county, who's running your town, and who's running their mouth and not getting anything done. All right? Now, I'm going to take this opportunity to thank. I borrowed some material from another comedian, G.D. Fenderson, a friend of mine, and in exchange, I'm going to promote his show. So if I can do it. I got it. I got this.
Inside Comedy 201, Shoulda Coulda Woulda Told That Joke Part 2 will be streamed live on plausible.com on Friday, September the 27th. The show starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Login begins at 7:30. Tickets are $5 per device. These are some of the audience comments from Part 1. Funniest show ever. Now, I'm sure that he meant the funny show he saw that day. It was good. We enjoyed it very much. Definitely hilarious. That guitar part got my attention. Definitely some great new material. That's G.D. Fenderson, Psychomedy 201, Shoulda Coulda Woulda Told That Joke Part 2, streamed live on plausible.com on Friday, September 27th. The show starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Login begins at 7:30. Tickets are $5 per device. Join Plausible and join the fun.
Thank y'all for watching that, and thank you, G.D. Fenderson, for allowing me to use the material that you wrote, 2016? Whatever it is, from 2016. Yeah, it's from a while ago. But thank you for letting me use that. So, and check him out. He's a pretty decent guy. Pretty decent guy. I like him. He helps me out writing some of my material from time to time. And sometimes I help him out. I open for him once in a while. So he's a good guy. Check him out. Now, getting back to what we were talking about, the devil you don't know. Okay, I think I said everything I need to say about that. I do, honestly. I don't have another good thing to say except for just pay attention to what you're saying, what you're doing out there. You know, get involved. Don't just yes. Sorry. Ian was saying cite your damn sources. That's right. Even though he is that the right site or the CITE? No, that's right. The right site. So cite your damn sources. That's right. IBIT. You know, I would like for people to use the word ibit more often. You know, I'll tell you a little story about a friend of mine. A few weeks ago, we were having myself, my wife Amona, GD, his wife Carol, they were there, and two other couples were there. So it was like 8 of us having dinner. Quiet little dinner. Quiet little dinner in a very loud place. And one of the people, a friend of mine's wife, I'm not going to mention her name because the story I'm about to tell, if they're listening, they know the story once I tell it. And they're going to say, what the fuck you tell that story for? And I'm going to say, I was killing time and I thought of it. Here's the deal. We were talking about places we'd like to go, traveling, stuff like that. Things that people do, we like to travel, blah, blah, blah. And they said, have you ever been to such and such a place? And I said, no, I haven't. And she goes, it is so beautiful. It is really beautiful. It is indescribable. That she spent the next 25 minutes describing it in great detail. Okay? Yes. I mean, every scenery, how she got there, the wildlife, the plants, the architecture, the pageantry, the music, the food. Yes. 25 minutes describing what she said was indescribable. Okay? And we went on to talk about something else. And then she went back because it was something at the dinner, something we were eating, reminded her of something she got there, only they called it something different. And she began again with the story. And she could have, I wish she had said ibit. I really wish she had said ibit. So, brothers and sisters, if you learn nothing else from me today, learn the proper use of the word ibit and use it in conversation. Use it frequently, use it often. But if you're using it too often and too frequently, that means you're repeating yourself. But you can use it when other people are repeating themselves. Just interrupt and say, excuse me, is this story about such and such? And they go, yes. You go say, ibit. Just ibit. Okay? So take that with you. Take that conversation with you. Remember to ibit. All right. Lord have mercy. Now, with the last let's say 12 minutes, I want to talk about something I saw in the news yesterday. What's that yesterday? I didn't even see the news yesterday. I know what it was. I was watching. It wasn't the news. It was a movie. I'm sorry. I watched so much shit. It was a movie, but it was a documentary. So it was kind of like news. It was called Outstanding Comedy, I think. And it was about a comedy show in 2022. And they had like 20 some odd LGBTQ plus people on the show. Okay. And it was like the largest gathering of LGBTQ plus comedians ever. Okay. It may have been a world record. I'm not sure. I only know they were trying to set a world record, but it was a lot of fucking people there. Okay. But the movie was not about that show per se. It told you that the show existed, but it was talking about the history of gay comics. Okay. And one of the things that I was upset by was that it skipped over Mom's Mabley. Okay. It talked about, they talked about, or we referenced Paul Lynde, Charles Nelson Riley, Liberace, who wasn't he was sort of a comedian. He was an entertainer. He was a musician, a fantastic piano player, and he did tell jokes between his songs. Very inspiring individual. As a matter of fact, after my father died when I was 8, my mother told me that she intended to remarry because she thought that I needed a father figure. So she was going to remarry. Now, I, for my part, did not want my mother having sex with the other people. I figured, okay, that's it. You're done having sex. No more sex for you. Dad's dead. Okay, you can raise me, but you can't have any more sex. That was me being a child, thinking like I was 8. All right. So I wrote two letters. To two people that I wanted to be my father, to be my stepfather. I wrote a letter to Liberace, and I wrote a letter to Paul Lynde. Okay, they're both people of talent. They're both people that I admired their talent. And if they were my stepfather, I wasn't worried about them sleeping with my mother. Everybody's happy. I got a stepfather. I may even get into some money there. Okay, my mother has a father figure for me. All right, so she's happy, right? The only thing she wouldn't have been happy about was maybe not having sex. I don't know. Don't know. And who's to say that she couldn't? She wouldn't be in the house. She just be in some seedy hotel room. The point is, I didn't want to know about it. Okay, that's all. I just didn't want to know. I knew, didn't want to know. So, that show, I recommended it. It had a lot of good history about the LGBTQ plus people in comedy. Just don't look for Mom's Mabley in there. Okay, you'll be disappointed, like I was. Unless they showed the picture and it was so fast, I didn't recognize her. But I doubt that, because I know what Mom's Mabley looks like. She had a very distinguished look. Right here, let me show you. Oh, I forgot to load that picture. Never mind. So, before I close out, I do want to play one more commercial on behalf of Mind Dog TV and the Coffee with the Dog show, which we are indebted to. It's this one here. Let me show you.
Comedians, musicians, songwriters, filmmakers, authors, and podcasters. Coffee with the Dog is booking for the
summer and fall.
Now, get free publicity and hone your interview skill in a fun and safe setting. Coffee with the Dog is a live radio, live stream podcast based in New York that airs daily Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 11 o'clock in syndication on iHeartRadio, as well as video streaming platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and many other platforms. Guests usually come on remotely via StreamYard, like Zoom but easier, although occasionally we do in-studio interviews. The morning show focuses mainly on comedians and musicians, and they have interviewed many top names and classic celebrities such as Robert Klein, Mike Binder, Eddie Brill, Doug Stanhope, Steve Byrne, Paul Provenza, Jeff Altman, and many, many others. For booking, go to minddogtv.com/booking.
I'm sorry, I was writing something down. Thank you guys. And check out Coffee with the Dog Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. And then stick around for the overtime from like 11 to 11:30. And then stick around for the conference, which is from 11:31 to 12. But that's off air. You actually have to show up in the room with the donuts and the bagels. Well, it's not donuts, it's bagels, because the coffee guy, the dog guy, he doesn't bring donuts, he just brings bagels. So there you have it, the bagels. So you're invited. You're all invited, and it's free. And you don't get a lot of free stuff these days. It's just not something that people do. But Coffee with the Dog, you watch that for free, and it's good entertainment. At least good for some people. Now, I need to take this opportunity to apologize to 6 women that I may have failed in the past. And I say may have failed because if I completed the intended action, that may have been a bigger failure. I don't know if I disappointed them or not, which I don't know what you disappointed was a bit more. And they probably haven't even thought about it since then. And if they haven't, I'm sorry to bring it up now. But the fact that it bothers me now has nothing to do with how you feel about it. It bothers me. And so I'm going to apologize and say, I'm sorry, Kate, Jennifer, Wendy, Becky, Becca, Julie, and Jennifer. I disappointed her twice, or it's 2 different Jennifers. So I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been afraid. I was young and dumb, but and full of man juice. Yeah. So I hope we've learned today 2 things. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the devil you don't know. Get to know that devil. That's how you get rid of fear. Fear can only be gotten rid of through knowledge. Okay, that's it. You get rid of fear through knowledge, not through overexposure. If you're afraid of ladders, make you climb a ladder 100 times. No, because you know what it is? It's not the fact that you've climbed the ladder 100 times that you've gotten over your fear. It's that in that 100 times, you've learned that you don't have to be afraid. Okay. If you're afraid of fire, me setting you on fire is not going to cure you of being afraid of fire. But what will is understanding how fire works, so that in the event there is a fire, you know how to get rid of the fire or to quell the fire or to get yourself out of that situation from the fire. Okay. That's how you get rid of fear, through knowledge. All right. Snakes. If you're afraid of snakes, I'm not saying go out and pick up every fucking snake you see, because if you're afraid of snakes, because you don't know about snakes. So if you pick them up, you don't know which fucking snake is going to bite you and which one isn't. So you get to know snakes. You learn about snakes, okay? You learn about snakes, which snakes bite, which ones squeeze, which ones spit, which ones hiss, which ones dance, which ones crawl up your leg and in your pee hole and have babies. You learn about those things. That's what you do, all right? I know for a fact, okay, that I'm afraid of heights, okay? Now, I'm still afraid of heights, okay? Will I get in an airplane? Sure, because I'm not afraid of airplanes. I'm afraid of heights, all right? If airplanes just went like this across the ground, I'd be fine with it. But the fact is, at some point, the airplane takes off, and then it gets high, and that's when I get afraid. I'm not afraid of airplanes. It's just the heights, okay? But I have the knowledge that most airplanes are safe, okay? I have, and as far as heights go, I've been skydiving, okay? I'm still afraid of heights, but I jumped out of a fucking airplane at 11,050 feet. Yesterday, altimeter said 11,050 feet, okay? Jumped out of a plane, not tandem, the sissy way. No, I'm talking like free fall, like wee-yah! Okay, free fall, 11,050 feet, okay? And yes, I was terrified, but that's what bravery is. See, bravery isn't that you don't have fear. It's that when you face your fear, you do what you got to do to overcome that fear. Okay, that's bravery. All right, so I'm asking you to be brave. And instead of saying the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know, I'm saying be brave, conquer your fear, learn about that other devil, and then make an intelligent decision if you can. Some people still can't make intelligent decisions, but at least make an informed decision. Decision. I'm sorry. An incision. Decision. Right. Okay. Got it. They're different. I'm sorry. It's the teeth. They get in the way of me thinking. So, brothers and sisters, I thank you so much for joining us. Now, I'm going to repeat the same closing prayer that I do every week. I'm not going to say Ibit, because I want you to use Ibit. Like right now, I'm about to do the closing prayer, and it's the same closing prayer that I use every week. And you can say Ibit in your heart, but I'm going to say the prayer out loud, okay? So before I close, I want to thank everyone, all of those of you who've listened and stuck around. And I want to thank you all who have subscribed to my fledgling YouTube channel, Dr. Rev Jelly Rolle. Bless you all. And for those of you who checked out and signed up for my fan page, thank you. I appreciate that so much. It means a lot to me. Well, it does. It means a lot to me. Not that I have followers or anything like that, but at some point I'll be able to monetize, and then it'll really mean something to me, and I'll really be thankful. So on behalf of the Church of Last Resort, the entire Rolle family, my wife Amona, my kids Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie, our dog Stop Dropping, I wish you safe travels, and I hope you will join us next week at 9 a.m. Eastern Orthodox Time on Mind Dog TV and everywhere that our word is heard, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. And I get a fuck yeah. Fuck yeah! That's right. Bless you all.